Joachim Trier's Sentimental Value was the talk of Gunn and arguably snubbed for the Palme d'Or. Well, let me tell you why. The film is about two sisters, Nora and Agnes, who reunite with their estranged father, a once renowned filmmaker working on his comeback. Nora resents her dad and is even less pleased when he asks her to lead his latest film. When she turns him down, a young Hollywood star fills in, but the film soon reveals itself to be incredibly personal to this broken family. Trier has been able to craft narratives and characters that feel incredibly tangible and vulnerable. Look no further than his previous film, The Worst Person in the World, which so perfectly captured a person who is a mess. He balances his character study type writing with the relationship that most of his lead characters don't want to be defined by. They break up, are both resentful and sentimental, hurt themselves because of addiction or just because they don't know what else to do. His worlds do feel a bit hopeless in parts, but as cheesy as that sounds, so is life, and I think he captures it. To me, it feels like he's making me look at something that is in a way very uncomfortable. We often seek distraction in media, and in art we want to be seen. And oh my god, do I feel seen in his work. Not because I share any similarities to the characters in this film, but because he's able to write these characters so fully that they feel real. There's truth to it, and I find that incredibly moving. Now, Sentimental Value is no different in that aspect. In an era of live action remakes, franchises, sequels, and the like, a festival movie that connects with you outside of just being contrast to that popular media is actually more rare than you might think. Trust me, I watch about 60 movies or so per festival, and yeah, there's some gems, but there's also some movies that no one's ever gonna see. In part, that comes from the incredible performances he gets from and out of Renate Reinsve, Stellan Skarsgård, Elle Fanning, and Inga Ipsdotter. I think I'm not equipped enough to properly describe what it is, but I can try. It's understanding a person and their history, their frustration, but also love in one single look. Great actors can pull you in with one single look, and it took me a while to get started with all of these reviews from Gunn, and in the meantime I watched a ton of older cinema, and what I noticed there that we used to hold a lot on like actors, like way more often. Now that might be the glamour shot of holding on a star as they're looking off to nowhere, and there's a ton of that, yes, but I mean those looks between characters, the ones that aren't the end of the shot, but they're the entire shot themselves. Like, there's the actual scene. So you might be looking off. Where's my point? I think it stems from a place of not being able to share that sort of vulnerability of sincerity as well. It's exactly that vulnerability that Trier so perfectly is able to capture, somehow crafting a ravine of emotion behind eyes. And for this film specifically, that meta layer of filmmaking with Renate, who plays a theater actress, Stellan as a director who is trying to connect with his family through a very personal film he's making, and Elle, a movie actress, being caught up in the in-between. The drama is understated, but not in a way to just be an anti-drama or make a point about how little drama there actually is. It feels true and real and is still gut-wrenching. It had me tearing up for reasons I still don't fully know myself. But it always has to be taken in with a grain of salt, as these festival viewing experiences are very different from how you might end up seeing it after like hearing about it now, or maybe not seeing it in a theater, or all of that definitely has an effect on it. I also love the score. I noted that down a couple of times, and I rarely have good things to say about voiceover, but Trier gives us this auctorial view of things from someone who's observing the feelings and emotions of our characters and not just taking us along for the plot. It's not something entirely new, but I think the way that it comes across and the tone of the narrator's voice and the type of stuff they're describing, it just perfectly fits. That matter-of-fact approach for feelings could leave them feeling trivial, but it just works as well as it did in The Worst Person in the World. Furthermore, the cinematography and blocking are great as well. A certain location is incredibly important for the story, and it would not be as great if the staging wouldn't match the great performances and writing. When the place turns into something sentimental in less than 2 hours of runtime, that is powerful stuff. Or maybe I'm just prone to be very sentimental. Regardless, Sentimental Value is a must-watch. I rarely rewatch films, especially the ones that I've just seen a few months earlier, but I can't wait to rewatch this at the Locarno Film Festival. There are certain line deliveries that have etched themselves into my mind. Something about how hard it is to love someone who's angry. Beautiful stuff. It's going to be playing at some more festivals, and then in Europe first, I think, and then in the States starting November 7th. Definitely keep that on your watch list, on your radar, in your calendar, and let me know what you think about it. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for more reviews, and I'll see you soon.